It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Superhero Slate. It's a modern podcast where we talk about everything that's great, like movies, TV, superheroes. It's Superhero Slate. Oh yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris Dillard.
And my name is Mike Royer.
And this week, Superhero Slate repped out at C2E2 in Chicago, Mike.
Chi-Town.
I was there, you weren't. Disney purchases Fox officially. We now know it's true and done.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We reviewed Shazam 2 weeks early.
Yeah, we were lucky. You can't go back in time. You can't go see it. So you're going to have to wait 2 weeks.
Time is no thing. And more. So we are here. This is our second episode of the night. I have been on the road all day, Mike. It has been a whirlwind of 4 days.
You were doing the Lord's work, preaching Superhero Slate up there in Chicago. So I really appreciate that, and you'll have the opportunity to do that again, but with me in person at San Diego Comic-Con in July. But of course, we're gonna dive deep, and you're gonna let us know how your convention was. But first of all, I'll just say what I've been doing this weekend. I bought a new video game, Chris, which is something I don't do very often.
What? You buy video games? This is unheard of. What was the special occasion?
Well, I have a funny anecdote around the game, but It was the game Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I believe that's the correct name of it. And I didn't know until really after I bought it that this was from the same software studio, From Software, I think is what it's called, that also made the last game I just beat, Bloodborne, and they made like the Dark Souls game and some other stuff. So I was like kind of like down. I was already, in the same mind space for it. But basically it's like a shinobi ninja game, and you have like this customizable arm that you can put like grappling hooks on and like shurikens and like a badass like flip out axe. Kind of like how the Assassin's Creed assassin has like a pop out knife. This is like a flip out axe. It's really badass. So I'm just at the cusp of at the beginning of the game. So I'm just kind of learning the mechanics, but it's really fun. It has like a high difficulty meter to it. You have to really think about your encounters when you're fighting other people. So it's like, how like everybody was playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and then that skate game came out where you had to use like your finesse the joysticks to do very specific tricks. Do you recall that at all?
Oh yeah, skate. Yep.
Yeah. So it's almost kind of like what this game is. They're like, okay, we're going to make like a ninja shinobi game, but like people are actually going to have to think about the fights that they get into, like when they should block, when they should jump, when they should attack. It's all about breaking your opponent's stance so you can deliver the death blow. So it's really fun. But a shout out to the, I guess, Activision From Software Sony PR machine. I only knew about this game through like social media marketing, which is kind of weird. Like they broke through my firewall of like ad block, and they got to me because the first time I saw a trailer for this game was like a year ago back at E3. They had like an announcement trailer from it, and all I remembered was like a ninja with a grappling hook, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I like grappling hooks. Maybe I'll remember this game exists whenever it comes out. I didn't even have a video game console, I think, at that time at E3 last year, so it was kind of pointless.
Well, I remember watching this when it came out. It had a very interesting demo where he ran up into like a battle, and I think maybe he didn't lose, but the guy ran off, and there was a girl who showed up with him, so I remember watching this as well while you were doing it.
Yeah. I don't recall that much. But then just the other day, somebody put out like a best games of like 2019 list, and Sekiro was on it. So I was like, what's going on? What is this? This sounds familiar. And then a YouTuber that I watched, Colin Furs, he's like kind of this extreme engineering YouTuber. He's basically kind of like Mythbusters without the life insurance. So he just kind of is putting his life on the line when he makes crazy stuff. He did sponsored content with the game where he was like making the flip out axe, and there's like apparently a fold out shield at some point in the game, and he was turning these into real products that he would use on his hand. So I was like, okay, this is the trifecta. This is usually, I think, what marketing tries to do. They try to hit you at 3 different pinpoints, and it worked. So I just like went out and I just bought the game at Best Buy, and it just happened to be literally the day it came out. So I'm fresh into it. It's really fun. I'm sure the Sony marketing people have to change their underwear because all their hard work actually paid off with one person. So watch out for the evil corporations out there advertising to you and your children, because sometimes it works.
Yeah, Mike's a a sucker. They got him
Yeah,
good.
I'm a sucker. I'm in it. But, that's besides the point because we got bigger, better things to talk about. You went to a comic book convention, which is at the heart of what we do on this podcast. So, Chris, let me know, how was Chicago?
So, Chicago, C2E2, Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. This is its 10-year. I thought I'd been to all 10. I've actually only been to 9 of the years. So I thought I went to the first year, but I've only been to 9 of them, which is sad. But 9 years in a row, and I love it more every year, Mike. Hands down. Every year, they take up more floor space. Where it used to be a long line to get in, it was now more floor space. Like, they keep growing and adding and blowing up. And it's just awesome to see it expand every time we come through there. This year, I was very lucky. My wife bought me an awesome birthday present last week, which I told everyone was a photo op with Paul Rudd himself, Ant-Man.
Scott Lang, out there.
His very first comic convention. And as I'm standing in line, the first person to get his picture with Paul Rudd is actually voice actor Christopher Sabat, who voices Vegeta and Piccolo in Dragon Ball. And
that's a nerdy combo.
And
right
I'm
there.
like, this is true Comic-Con potential right here. This is what you come to Comic-Con for. So that was really cool. I didn't get to say much to him. He's a very nice guy, but he was wearing such a dad outfit in the shot. I'm like...
I saw that. I was kind of trolling the C2E2 hashtag alongside of the post that you were making. And I was like, yeah, Paul Rudd he just showed up like he was at a parent-teacher conference. It was hilarious.
Yeah, so he's got on a collared shirt and a big black sweater over it. And I'm like, all right, I can deal with this. It's still Paul Rudd. He's a very nice guy. Good handshake. I'll give him that. Oh,
that's good.
Yep, and I got my picture with him and the physical and the digital copy, so I got a big shout out to my wife for getting me that. That's really awesome. Truly Comic-Con experience there. I did, so the first thing I usually do when I get there is I scout out actually some of the people I'm usually gallivanting with around the comic. Like, who am I going to go find at their artist alley this year? So I went, one of my favorite comic book writers, Jonathan Hickman, was there this weekend.
I saw the picture you took of the empty table.
He wasn't there.
Didn't survive the snap.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, another casualty of the snap. He ended up coming later, and then another friend of mine, Victor Dandridge. He's a listener of the show, Mike. With Bandage In-House Production, creates comic books all over. Met him at the first Comic-Con. I think he said I was like one of the first person to buy stuff from him there too. So,
oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Anytime I get to see him, Superfan Jim knows him. Met him up in, I believe, Iowa, maybe Wisconsin, wherever you guys live. Is way up north. I don't know. I'm starting to get them all confused. And he we talked with him. I spit out a new theory for him, which he really was bought on and sold, pitched it to his comic book people later. We'll talk about that in Avengers.
Ooh, fun.
He put a comic convention comic up. I don't have it with me, so I can't speak to what it is, but he makes stuff, and it's fantastic. His work in the industry as an independent is just mind-blowing. I really love Victor, and like I said, follow him at Vantage In-House Productions. He's going to do an intro for next week's episode for us, Mike. I got that in the can, ready to roll.
Nice, cool.
He was sharing a table with a gentleman I met there named Chuck. Chuck does Chuck P Comics. He does artwork, sketches, comics. So if you go to chuckpcomics.com, the letter P, you can learn more about him. Chuck's a great guy. He was probably way overwhelmed with all this stuff because I've got almost a decade of build up with Victor there, and Chuck's got an intro for us coming on the next week's show, Mike. So I've got some intros loaded for us. So we don't have to think of anything.
Nice. You're out there doing work, man.
Yeah. So right from them, I went over and met. Are you familiar? I believe the artist or the author's Terry Moore.
It sounds very familiar.
Terry Moore. Let me just make sure I got this right. Yeah. Yep. Terry Moore. He's a American cartoonist known for the series Strangers in Paradise. No.
Oh yeah, I think I feel like there's something in my frontal lobe firing. But go ahead.
Yeah. So he does Strangers in Paradise. He had one called Rachel Rising. Another book actually I like and read was called Echo. And my buddy who lives out in LA, Luke Baker, he hosted one of our shows with us. Big fan of Terry Moore. And I ended up getting one of the volumes signed for him, so I'm going to bring it out there for San Diego Comic-Con. So I got my picture with Terry Moore, this award-winning writer, to bring out.
Oh, great, great.
Yeah, schmoozing with him. Are you familiar with the artist Scotty Young?
Scotty Young. No, that one's... I mean, I feel like I can see the word young on the front of a trade, but I can't recall.
Okay, well, he does these little kid-style, I guess younger... kid version of our covers and variants and stuff like that. He did I Hate Fairyland. I don't know if you're familiar with that series. If you look up Scotty Young, you know his artwork right away.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
Me and my buddy Brian got to wait in line. I didn't have a book for him because I didn't plan for it. I'm like, I'll just buy one on his table. He didn't have any of his new book called Middle West. So this guy who had like, he was a vendor, a comic book store owner, I'm pretty sure, had like maybe 200 books getting signed by him in front of us. But he paid for them, so I'll give him that. Actually just threw me one of the fourth printing copies for free. So I got to give
nice.
a shout to like
cool.
the Comic-Con culture was really good this year. Like people were so friendly. I got to meet the head social media online marketing for Marvel, Agent M.
Agent
Ryan
M.
Penagos.
We're this is like Kevin Bacon. A couple years ago at San Diego Comic-Con, we were at the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel, and we sat right next to Agent M. Too, so we just we keep bumping into that guy across the country.
Yeah, every time I've met him at C2E2 so many times. One time we had the same iPad case, and I was like, "This is my conversation starter right here."
Is he still technically the social media guy? I thought he got like a promotion to like a bigger type of title.
He's the vice president and creative executive at Marvel New Media. So, you go to online, you'll follow him online. Like he's all over the place.
Good for Agent M. Yeah, follow that guy. He's a good catch-all for all stuff Marvel.
Yeah, like he's actually in Lego Marvel. I gave him a props. I said, "Oh, it's meeting a celebrity," and he's like, "What celebrity?" Like to my tweet. I'm like, it's like a personal celebrity. So
yeah, he's got a very iconic kind of handlebar mustache. So you can't miss the guy.
When you see him, you see him. He was buying pizza socks, like socks with a pizza print all over them. So that was really fun. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, I don't know. There's just so many things going on here. They had a bunch of new vendors, booths. Monster has these coffee drinks now, and like I had my press badge representing Superhero Slate. They kept giving me free ones because I was press.
Hey, hell yeah!
So I was wired.
Hey, it worked. You're talking about them right now.
Lord, they were good. If you can get the triple shot vanilla, no, don't get the cream, get the vanilla. That is the coffee drink you want to have.
Yeah, let's we'll retitle this episode "Chris and Mike Fall for Marketing."
Yeah, pretty much. It was awesome. Free marketing at that. So I went around and bought some trades, some comic book trades I needed, Mike. Some of the Marvel movie tie-ins, the preludes, a couple other ones I was missing. Had some books signed by writer Jonathan Hickman, who did Secret Wars recently, Fantastic Four, Secret Warriors, a couple Ultimate Comics. He's a great guy. Really fun to do that with. I was trying to think of, like, there's just so much at these conventions. There's a bunch of vintage. I didn't buy any pop vinyls. I got to give myself a pat on the back.
Oh, wow. Good job.
And they've improved their food choices at these conventions. It used to be just pizza and pretzels and like a cheap burger. I actually got a pulled pork barbecue sandwich. They had like a little knockoff Qdoba taco bowl place you could get, and then
all right,
like the burgers that they're starting to make are like pretzel buns with like the full garnishings all over the burgers, like the lettuce, tomato. Like it was fantastic, all around.
How far removed is the convention center from the city? Like if you walked outside, could you like walk across the street to like restaurants and stuff?
This is way out of the way from the city, but like I had enough Monster Energy drinks in me that I didn't need to eat anything until I got downtown and ate a Chicago dog, my favorite hot dog.
Ooh, one of the best styles of hot dogs out there. I would go into depth of what it is, but just Google it. We're trying to keep this episode snappy. Chris has been up for a while. I'm not going to go into the details of a Chicago hot dog. All you need to know is you need to eat one.
I've got a picture of the one I ate. It's going to go online here in a little bit. I'll put it up online tonight because I'm thinking about that Chicago
content. People follow Valdan on Twitter.
Valdan87 on Instagram. I gotta give a shout to my buddy Joe Kim, who works for Cards Against Humanity. I gotta go sit in one of their panels. They did like sketch comedy kind of theaters, like kind of like movie fights, but not really movie fights. It was more like, I don't know, obscene. So I don't know what was going on, but I gotta give a shout to Joe Kim for hitting me up. I got one of the C2E2 cups, I believe, is somewhere. The 10-year anniversary mug with the Revolution Brewing beer in it. It was called, I want to say, Cosmic Hero is what it was called. So it was very hoppy. I didn't care for it too much because I'm not a beer drinker either. I'm just trying to go through all. There's so much of the convention to go through, and like you can go to comic books. You can go buy pop things. The people who are selling swords, 3D printed things. They had two video game sections this year.
That is the whirlwind of a comic book convention. Usually when I leave a comic book convention, I'm just like so worn out, and I'm just like, okay, no more comic book superhero stuff for the next day or two. And then like a week later, I'm just like, come on, when's the next convention? I gotta wait another year already. Let's get this going. So it's a sensory overload for sure. So go check out a comic book convention if you're near one. They're fun.
Yeah, very much so. And C2E2 in Chicago is not as big as LA or New York, but I will tell you, I could walk around at any given time and get from the front to the back within 5 minutes easily. Mm-hmm. And that's really why I love this. I will tell you, my second day, Saturday morning, we had to wait half an hour in line to get in because they didn't have the congestion for the metal detectors down just right. And that was really, really stupidly annoying. I got to give one final shout out, Mike, to my buddy Jeremy, who lives here in Louisville. He rode up with me. This is his third year going. He stays with me. I've got a good Airbnb recommendation for anyone in Chicago, actually. But Jeremy rode up there with me and back. 10 hours in the car feels like an hour when you're with someone you're able to talk to and have a good time with.
Man, it's always good to have a good co-pilot. I hate it when you go on like a long trip and then everybody in the car just like falls asleep and you're just left alone. Like, okay, that's a really good way to get everyone killed if I fall asleep. So maybe one person should wake up and be nice.
Yeah, so it was really fun. I guess Chicago food was pretty good too. I had Argentinian steakhouse the first time I was there.
Fun.
Very delicious. But if you have anything questions about Comic-Con, I've got some more pictures from Saturday I haven't posted yet that I'm going to put up. But like, it is a whirlwind. These days went by so fast, Mike. They were over before I even knew it. But it is just a blast, and I cannot wait to go back next year and do hopefully more reviewing, because like that Saturday killed me with that half hour getting in. Like, I lost a lot of time.
Yeah,
with that one. But so you hit me up if you want to know about C2E2. The other thing we did after C2E2 Saturday, I went and saw Shazam early up there in Chicago.
Yeah. Hey, so did I. I saw it out here in LA.
Yeah, so we both got to see Shazam early. We did the guerrilla style podcast, Mike keeps calling it, with the people I went to see it with in Chicago. We sat around a little coffee table and talked about the movie. And then we just did a review episode right before this, so we are on it today, Mike. We are recording.
Yeah, it feels like an overkill doing all of these spoiler reviews for a movie that's not going to come out for 2 more weeks. So I guess just recall that these are in your feed if you're subscribed. Come back at them in 2 more weeks when you check out the movie. But we can, I think right now, maybe we drop a little spoiler-free review. We'll let you know a little bit about the film, and then we'll keep on moving.
Yeah,
Chris,
no.
What'd you think about Shazam?
Oh shit, he put it on me this time. I was gonna put it back on you. Shazam is a fun movie. Like, this is you said this earlier. DC has put out 2 really good movies in a row. 3 out of the 4 DC movies recently have been good. Wonder Woman, good. Justice League can go to hell. Aquaman was enjoyable, and Shazam is equally enjoyable in an entirely different manner. Mm-hmm. I would say the action scenes aren't nearly as good as Aquaman, but the humor in this is, and the heart of this movie is throughout the whole thing. Mm-hmm. You get to see a young Billy Batson get some powers. You get to see a lot of twists and turns you've not seen in the marketing yet. We could be proven wrong in the next 2 weeks. But like, this movie is very much a very fun time, and you can't fault it for that. Now, I will say this on the other thing: if you look under the microscope or magnifying glass too hard, you will see the tears, but that's okay, because this movie was made for kids and adults. But like, you're gonna gloss right over that because you're having a really, really good time. Mike, did you hate it?
I mean, it's hard to disagree with everything that you just said. Yeah, a great, fun ride, easy to recommend. It definitely has some faults, and we'll go over that in spoilers on the spoiler review if you want to check that out. But yeah, overall, it's a great time. When you go for a more lighthearted tone with these films, it's just easier to get away with some things that are kind of underdeveloped, which is hard to do when you go really dark and gritty. You really got to have all of your dot all your I's, cross all your T's. But in this film, you're just having a fun, good time. I had like 3 boys in the row in front of me watching this movie, and they were going nuts. They loved it. So definitely take your kids to this film. It's fun. I really enjoyed the villain in this film. I thought his motivations were pretty clear. There's some more elaboration on villains in general that I don't want to spoil spoil, but I liked those parts as well. It's just a fun, great time. If I had to give anybody a recommendation, don't dive too deep into the lore of Shazam. Don't do a lot of research, because I was pleasantly surprised throughout the film because I didn't know a lot about this character. I didn't do any homework. I didn't read like some origin trades of him. So I just went in just totally blind, and it was fun. I elaborated on this earlier. I'm kind of tired of seeing the superhero origin film. That's no fault to Shazam in general. I guess that's just kind of the culture of all these films. So I'm glad the origin's out of the way, and we can look forward to movies in the future where they can just kind of hit the ground running. But yeah, easy to recommend, fun, great time. I'm liking the way this year's kicking off, Chris.
Yeah, and I also want to point out, when does Mike ever do any research before we go into a movie? We just assume you don't.
Yeah, usually I just have some inherent knowledge in the back of my head, but not this time.
Yeah,
not this time.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot that I didn't know what was going on either, so I can't really talk to Shazam. And I think he needed the origin, because if you just jumped into this dude, you'd be like, what did I just do? So, but yeah, I think that's we both agree on this. Pretty on the whole, pretty good. I'm also going to tell you there are 2 post-credit scenes, so stay all the way through.
Yes, I was Googling in the middle of the movie because I didn't know, and I wasn't sure if you had seen the movie, because I wasn't sure what time your showing was, and I was like, I usually just ask Chris, but I don't know what he's doing right now. So
I think, I was on a 2-hour difference instead of a 3, so it was easier for you to just Google it and probably ask me at that point.
Pro tip: if you don't remember if your movie has a post-credit scene and you're Googling it during the credits, usually all of the Google links take you to some bullshit article where you have to scroll down 3 paragraphs to find the answer. So whenever you land on those articles, just scroll a little bit, and usually you'll get your answer in the middle at the bottom of the article. So there's a little trade secret to finding that answer. Yeah. But usually we try to tell you. So there you go, 2 post-credit scenes.
We try really, really hard to keep you guys in the know. I didn't know there were multiple screenings yesterday, a 4 and a 7 in my time zone for Shazam.
Same here. I went for the 7.
Threw me right off. But this is only our first DC movie of the year. Our second DC movie of the year will be Joker on October 4th, and we have a image from the director. I forget who the director's name is now. This is going to throw me for a loop. But showing Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, whatever his name is. What was that again? Is it Arthur Fleck, I believe, in this?
Your guess is as good as mine. This is just basically a picture of Joaquin Phoenix with slick back hair in front of a kind of an older television. It looks like VHSs are possibly underneath the television. I mean, I know some versions of the Joker, he wants to be like a stand-up comedian, so maybe he's reviewing stand-up footage, or I don't know exactly what's going on here. But at least this kind of anchors it in the time. I don't know if we've ever had an official statement of what year this movie is going to be coming out in, but it looks like he's either running Betamax or VHS, but not a whole lot to go off of here. But it is a good opportunity to remind people that I think Joaquin Phoenix is a really good casting choice for the Joker, but he is attached to this bizarre worlds of DC that we don't really know what it is. So I guess don't get too attached to him, because you don't really know if he's coming back,
Well, I think, if you look at how Shazam, we just talked about this, you don't have to watch any other movie to know Shazam. I think DC's doing okay by doing the standalone films, and this, I feel good with Aquaman and then Shazam, and then this, I'm like, okay, maybe they can actually do something good, Mike. We've gotten 2 solid upbeat films in a row. Now this is dark and different, but it could still be on the up and up.
Yeah, what is it called in bowling when you roll 3 strikes in a row?
A turkey?
Turkey? Yeah, they're going for that turkey. Yeah. Good luck.
Well, there'll be a turkey either way. Whether it's a good turkey or a bad turkey, we'll find out come October. Yeah. But it's definitely a turkey. And Todd Phillips is the director, and then this is Arthur Fleck is the character. Now, this Instagram post this came from actually says that Todd Phillips is in the editing phase, so this is a scene while he's editing it, because I don't think the movie will be black and white. But I do enjoy the cinematic flair with the backlighting and the contrast in the scene. It looks very cinematic.
Ooh,
at least
throwing out the big words, Chris.
I know, right? It's like I went to school for this or something. I don't know. But October 4th, 2019 is our next DC movie. Yes, it's a little bit of a wait, but that's fine. Our next review episode, however, will be on Hellboy, the 2019 reboot retelling, I guess, of the Hellboy with
David Harbour.
David Harbour is not a tie dad playing Hellboy.
Yeah, we're going to talk about him a little bit later in the show, aren't we?
We probably will. Yeah, looks like we are. Tickets are now on sale for Hellboy, which is coming out April 12th.
Yeah.
Did you get your tickets yet?
This is kind of one of those movies that I'm excited to see, but I know I'm not in danger of needing to get my tickets early. Like, this isn't kind of on the same level of the other big films coming out this year. So, I'm not too worried about rushing to get them. But yeah, go prepare yourself, because you got 3 weeks till it comes out.
Yeah, I think maybe, probably. I don't know. I've lost track of all these times because we saw Shazam 2 weeks early.
You're in the quantum realm.
Yeah, we're in the end game now. That's for sure. But tickets are on sale. I think if you buy it through Fandango, you can get a free comic book with it as well. So I'm probably going to check that out. I'm looking forward to seeing this, Mike, actually. I want to see this R-rated Hellboy and see where it goes, because it looks like they're going off the rails, like right into that Silent Hill creatures walking the earth and all this other monster stuff. So I'm on board. I want to see how wild they go. So check those out. In official news, we speculated, we've talked about this for probably a little over a year now, maybe. But Disney now officially owns 20th Century Fox for real.
The ink is now dried.
It's true, and even on the website, I was taking a drink of water there. You caught me off guard. Disney, by the time we talked Wednesday afternoon, Deadpool and Bart Simpson were already on Disney's website. Like, they did not waste any time putting those up there. Like,
yeah, the logos were added. They are officially under the umbrella. So I'm kind of wondering what kind of kicks off now. Is Kevin? I imagine like Kevin Feige just pulls out a brand new 3-ring binder. He pulls that little paper sleeve off of the spine, and then he writes X-Men on it, and then he grabs another one, Fantastic Four, and he kind of gets those 2 binders ready to go. Like, that's his official start to getting these characters,
Well, I don't think so. I speculate that he has been carrying around an Astonishing X-Men script since 2004 in his back pocket.
That's a good speculation.
Because
I believe that.
He's got to start working on X-Men movies. That's like how he got into the Marvel movies. Yeah.
And Astonishing X-Men was written by the one and only Joss Whedon, who is one of the kind of originators of this MCU, kind of off the bat getting it going.
Now, what if the big announcement at Comic-Con is Joss Whedon is coming back to direct an Astonishing X-Men movie?
That actually would be really, really cool. Joss Whedon is a guy that only wants to do what he wants to do. I got a chance to go to one of his panels at a Comic-Con a while back, and he kind of talked about he just loves telling stories. He doesn't care how he does it, as long as it's something that intrigues him, whether it's like a comic book, a TV show, or a movie. He's not somebody that's really chasing anything down. So that would be really, really cool if he could jump into the X-Men, get it going. He knows how to handle a team of miscreants. So yeah, that would be rad.
Exactly. And I think, the last Joss Whedon thing we saw was Age of Ultron. It said it left a bad taste in his mouth. Well, that was before Marvel Studios was independent from Marvel Entertainment. So what would be a better way to bring him back in the fold is let him have something he even wrote be the basis for his movie.
Yeah.
And if they're bringing back James Gunn, anyone's available to come back into the fold at this point, I feel. Especially if the Russos want to take a break before they do anything else, or maybe not do any more Marvel movies. How do you get some hype going for this?
Yeah, I think the Russo brothers, if I remember right, this could be totally wrong, so Google it on your own, folks out there. But I think the Russo brothers are making like a movie with Tom Holland that's like not Spider-Man or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I thought that was in the works. But yeah, I would imagine after they finally do this huge, big, triumphant like 2-part movie craziness, that they would go and do something maybe a little bit more indie, kind of flex a different muscle. They got plenty of money now. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they do, and I think they have a lot of autonomy because everything they've done has been a success so far.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what are you going to do? Tell Kevin Feige, no, we don't want your $1 billion movie idea because you want to do it with Joss Whedon? I doubt it. I'll be like, you know what? Fine. You keep making us money, we'll give you some stuff. And I think it's going to take a little bit before we get anywhere near a bomb, I guess, to burst that bubble. Captain Marvel is sitting at $910 million right now.
Woo! Wow.
That is very close to $1 billion. How would you feel if Captain Marvel broke the $1 billion level?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I mean, that's great news.
Yeah, it's great news. I love it. It's got, I think, I don't know what, I'm going to pull up Wonder Woman. Not that I should compare them. Yeah, it's okay, it'd be Wonder Woman so far. But anyway, so Fox is owned by Disney. We're going to start seeing some immediate changes. I think the biggest news out of this so far was the Alien stuff. The former president of whatever the Alien franchise was over there did not want to put Alien on TV. They did not want to repurpose that as a television series. They just wanted to keep making movies. Well, now one of the biggest things, she was canned. She's one of the casualties. So they feel Alien could be repurposed for television shows, rather than just let Ridley Scott keep making horrible movies that make no sense.
Yeah, I mean that would be kind of cool, like a kind of a horror theme with aliens. You know, a slower pace is what works really well for these aliens. So that I think that would work television wise. I think the other news also, it doesn't really touch Superhero Slate that much nerdcore wise, but they kind of disbanded the Fox 2000 label. I didn't read too much into it because people are saying like, oh, Fox 2000, that was kind of their a little bit more indie kind of medium level film, but they still have like Fox Searchlight that they kept in the piece. So like, these cuts are going to happen. I guess I don't want to defend a giant mega corporation because they don't need it. But this is just what happens. Consolidation, then you're going to cut stuff out. So we all knew this was coming. So we got to press on forward. Be happy with what we have. Don't dwell on the worst.
We're not here to focus on the I guess the casualties of this little thing here. We in superhero news, we have to be happy that Fantastic Four and X-Men are back, and who knows who else. And I think Disney owns majority of Hulu now, maybe, I think. Because Fox owned 30%, they own 30%. And FX, which is home to Legion, one of the shows that I still need to watch season 2 for. The Gifted is also on Fox, and I don't know if it's getting season 2. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so we don't have nothing huge to announce from this, but I guarantee you they have fired up the cameras, or they have given the green light to whoever is doing the second post-credits trailer for Endgame to say, all right, here's our next big villain. We got him. Like, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and put Galactus or somebody in here, whoever that may be. Wouldn't that blow your mind?
Well, it sounds like you're trying to pitch me a galactic saga.
I might be. So the Avengers Endgame is our next topic here, and Kevin Feige has dubbed the first 22 movies the Infinity Saga.
Ooh, that's a good title. That's good.
Yeah, I mean we've had the phases, and we've come to call them phases. We love the word phases, but does it really tell you what it is? No.
Yeah, well, I think it's fairly obvious that it seems like the Infinity Stones are going to be out of the picture. Those MacGuffins are going to be gone once Endgame is over, according to kind of this title, the Infinity Saga. But we kind of all expected that to come. I would kind of be a little disappointed if they were still kind of floating around for people to grab after this, all of this work that the Avengers have done.
Well, I would think so. In the comic books, they're given to all these superpowered people across the galaxy to guard. But I would like to see it kind of like the Dragon Balls. They go up into the air and they scatter throughout the universe again in their own volition, like way away from each other.
I think my theory is that they're just going to get destroyed. I think that I don't know if this works in the comic book narrative. Maybe these can truly never be destroyed or something like that. But I think either Captain Marvel or Scarlet Witch are going to team up. I think they're just going to destroy the gauntlet, destroy all of the gems, and they'll be done for good. That's my theory.
I would like to see them pop up but not be the MacGuffin. Like, oh, there's one in the background of another film that's in the cosmos. I don't know. There's ways to do it. We don't know. It's the Infinity Saga. It'll go on forever. It's a finite Infinity Saga.
Maybe the Hulk is just going to eat them.
Well, that is a throwback to the first Avengers movie.
Yeah,
and also maybe Captain Marvel. But tickets are on sale for this movie internationally right now, Mike. And they're selling out. But you know what that means?
What's that mean?
They're going on sale tomorrow morning. If you're listening to this Monday morning, I bet the tickets are on sale right now.
That's your guess. That's just the theory.
Well, so some of them. So here I've got two reasons why, Mike. One, Tom Holland tweeted the phrase "Monday morning." ...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because I predicted Friday morning, and guess what? We got Friday morning instead of tickets. A teaser trailer, or a teaser TV spot.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch that.
Yeah. These are in the systems. They're ready to go. International are selling. Why is America holding out? Because they sell more during the weekdays. Tom Holland said Monday morning, but I went to Fandango yesterday once I found out international ones were on sale. And guess what's not on the upcoming movie list anymore?
What's that?
It's Dumbo. No, I'm kidding. It's Avengers Endgame. It's not in the upcoming movie list anymore. So why is it not in the coming soon movie ticket list?
Maybe they're covering their tracks.
Yeah, so it's in the system ready to go, and we just got to click on it 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, I bet. Do you think we're going to get a new trailer with it?
I don't know, but I'm definitely getting my tickets for Thursday night. I'm not waiting until Saturday because I want that Thursday night audience. I want the responsible people that knows what's up.
Yeah, I don't want to be spoiled by accident anywhere else throughout the whole thing. So, I'm very excited for tickets to go on sale tomorrow morning, Monday morning if you're listening to this.
Yeah, speaking of accidents, don't have an accident in your seat. Use the bathroom at opportune times because this movie's going to be like 3 hours long.
3 hours and 3 minutes is the rumored runtime right now. And do you know what other movies 3 hours and 3 minutes?
What?
Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition.
Oh, wow. Yeah, with all the extra stuff in it.
Yeah, remember we watched that and did a second spoiler cast on that?
Why did we do that? I can't believe they got $25 out of me.
And you bought it. That's the worst part.
Yep, it's the worst. I'm the worst.
They got you a movie ticket, and then they made you rewatch it and didn't get any better at all. So you're a sucker. You're a sucker.
That's the truth.
Also, due to the international selling of these tickets, this is also a standee in the theater. We have a new standee poster featuring the cast of our Avengers here, and who is to make a surprise appearance in this poster is none other than the Hulkbuster armor.
I thought it was Falcon's bird because I didn't zoom in when you sent this to me earlier in this week. I was like, why is Falcon's little drone flying around? You're like, that's the spaceship, you idiot. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's from the trailer of the spaceship. So we have a Thanos in the background. We have all the Avengers here. Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Thor, Nebula, Captain America, Hawkeye, Rocket, Ant-Man, Black Widow, the Hulk, the Hulkbuster, War Machine, the Milano, and I cannot think of her name, the Dora Milaje. Hold on. Okoye, that's what it is. I'm like, I got the pop vinyl behind me here. I know. I can look at it. So these are the surviving members. But why is the Hulkbuster here, and why is this the first time we're seeing it? Are they throwing us off? Is Bruce Banner getting into the Hulkbuster, and all his Hulk toys are fake on us again?
I mean, the last time we saw the Hulkbuster, it was being torn apart by those, what do they call them, Ravengers? Outriders?
But no, it wasn't by the Outriders. It was by the big one, Cole Obsidian.
Oh, yeah, they were messing them up. So who knows? They could just repair it. But maybe they travel back in time and they go in Tony's garage and take another one. I don't know.
So this one, actually, if you compare the shots, there's minor changes to the other one, but this one looks a little more detailed and a little more going on it. So this may be upgraded to fight whoever they're going to be fighting in the upcoming movie. But can I pitch you my theory I thought of on my 5-hour car drive up to Chicago?
Oh, man. You were really deep into this one. Yeah, let me know. What's your theory?
Okay, so what if there's no time travel?
Okay.
What if there's no quantum realm travel?
Okay.
What if those advanced suits we saw,
the white ones,
are powered by quantum energy to negate the effects of the gauntlet?
Oh, okay. You're going a little bit more science-y there. If they can find a good way to explain it, I like it because I feel like they do this kind of stuff in the CW superhero shows, like when they're trying to fight a villain, they just say a bunch of science mumbo jumbo. Oh, we got to negate his powers. We'll use one of these reverse flux or anti-gravity dark matter thingies, and you'll have just enough time to get in there and punch him or something like that. That's kind of what it seems like, but hopefully on an Avengers writing squad team, they'll be able to make it a little bit more solid.
So I will tell you right now, in the comic books, the Infinity Stones only work in the dimension they originate in. You cannot steal the Infinity Stones and take them to another world and dimension and use them.
Yeah, that's just not fair.
So if they find out Ant-Man was not affected because the quantum realm is another dimension, so Tony Stark and everybody there uses their science to build these suits to fight the gloves. Because you said, what if the glove is still workable, right? Because his arm's healed. But they have these suits on so he can't use those powers against them anymore. So it negates the effects of the glove, and he has to fight them one-on-one to actually beat them.
I like the theory just because it proves another theory of mine, where all of the time travel set shots that we saw like 2 years ago were all faked. Because I think Kevin Feige really wants to throw us off by literally doing fake shoots outside. So I like your theory because it proves my even crazier theory. So I do like that idea because I want to go into this movie being like totally surprised, and the trailers have been doing a good job, but there's definitely something going on with these suits. You don't put all these characters in these white suits for no reason. But yeah, we'll see what it is. Man, I hope those little gems that we saw in all their hands was just a total fake out. I would love Kevin Feige to just like sit down in the boardroom. We just got to throw everybody off. Let's just put some sort of weird circle gem in all their hands and people just go crazy.
But what if that gem is where they store all the quantum energy to power the suit?
Oh, maybe. We'll have to see what these crazy kids are up to. Oh man, we're getting so close. We are like
in the in-game.
We are a month away. This is so close.
I said the movie title again. So yeah, so that's my theory. If anyone else thinks this is a good theory, let me know. I pitched this at C2E2 all weekend. I told one person, he's like, "Oh my god, that's genius," because it has basis in the comic books.
Yeah, and then they were just like, "Will you now let me just go into the bathroom?" Because it was just a stranger waiting in line to use the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm telling everybody, baby.
Yeah, I was telling this large man, like this large Pikachu costume, and they're like, "Okay, Pika, I'm leaving now." But yeah, that's my suit theory for the advanced suits. The Runaways. Have you watched the Runaways yet?
I have not, Chris.
You should watch the first season. Give it a shot. Because season 3 has been confirmed for Hulu now, after season 2 came out.
Hey, look at that. There you go. I would say this is fairly important news that they're pressing forward on a platform that they technically own now.
Most of it,
this announcement came after after Disney now owns Fox, which owns most of Hulu. So I'm curious to see what the Hulu strategy is going to be. The only thing that we know so far is they're going to put more of their mature content over on Hulu. I wonder, if there is possibly an Alien series, maybe they'll put it on Hulu, maybe as an original to kind of sell that platform. I don't know.
Or FX. They could put it on regular TV. Fox has so many channels they could put it on.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to. I bet one of those FX channels gets canned. It just seems like a lot of extra channels to have. I don't know, but yeah, that's good news. That means it has enough of an audience on a streaming service. So
no one. Hulu and Netflix are safe. They are safe for a very long time, no matter
from the snap.
from everything. I also pitched the idea, like, what if Disney you can buy Disney Plus and Hulu at a discounted rate bundle, so you get all of their content at once.
I mean, it could be possible. I mean, Apple's having this whole press conference tomorrow about their new TV service, and everybody's saying that it's going to be one of these things where you can just kind of like bundle other premium streaming services too, and it just bills through iTunes. So it will be kind of a bundled service. So I wouldn't be surprised if, Disney streaming is going to be on this Apple TV thing at the end of the year. So
I think this Apple TV, just to point out, I hate this whole Apple should just stay out of the TV thing. They had the music industry, they revolutionized it. They are 5 years late on or 10 on the streaming industry app. Like, they have a good, like, iTunes is good for renting movies and watching movies and owning them, but like this whole we gotta have a streaming service thing, and I'm like, nope, not buying into this. But if Disney wants you to have all their content, they're gonna be like, here's Hulu and Disney Plus discount rate, get them together through us, because we want you to have all of our library, and that's gonna be a lot. The Mandalorian TV show is going to have a panel at the Star Wars Celebration next month up in Chicago, the same place I just came from, literally McCormick Place. And Taika Waititi is rumored to be voicing the character IG-88 based on a thing in there.
Taika Waititi, I love that man. He's a treasure.
Yeah, he's also
Hunt for the Wilder People is streaming on Hulu. I haven't watched it yet, but he directed it, and I want to go check it out.
You should watch it. I don't think it's his best one. I think What We Do in the Shadows is the better of the two I watched before Ragnarok.
So funny. And that's getting a TV series on FX. Speaking of Fox, speaking of Disney,
it's
stay tuned for that.
I think it's out already. I think it's already premiered.
I know it was soon. We were getting billboards out here. So, yeah, it's got to be on the horizon.
It's got Matt Berry from the IT Crowd as one of the vampires.
And Matt Berry from, I can't even think of the name of the show that I really like. He's got another Netflix show that, wow, I can't believe I can't think of it. Toast of London.
Oh, yeah.
Toast of London. Very, very funny. If you like British-style comedy, you'll be rolling. So watch some Matt Berry on Toast of London.
Is that the one where he's doing the commercial recording in the booth, and the guy keeps cutting it out to count down all the things he's saying?
Yes, I hear you, Clem Fandango.
Yeah,
that's.
He's like, I need to do that. Yeah, I actually watched that clip for the first time this weekend. So
it's so funny. A tip out there for British comedies in general: the comedy is so active and slapstick, and sometimes so subtle, and it goes by so quickly. It's those types of shows you can't just casually watch on your couch, like scrolling through Twitter or on your phone or doing something else. So there's a chance you could sit down and watch a funny British comedy, just half-assed, and be like, "That was dumb. I didn't like that." But maybe because you weren't paying attention. So that's my strategy if you want to like maybe Toast of London or IT Crowd. Pay attention for the first couple episodes until you kind of get your sea legs.
Yeah, Matt Berry's pretty funny though. I enjoy him.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Wars, the Game of Thrones showrunners are talking about making their movie this fall after Game of Thrones is wrapped up for good and is highly speculated to be based on Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, we really dove into that the other week when we were talking about the Lord of the Rings series, about how they're both kind of going to be set back thousands of years in the past. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see what they're going to go there. Maybe they'll kind of throw in some medieval vibes. They really have an opportunity to kind of make a whole new visual look of Star Wars, because even the prequels were only disremoved from the original by like a generation. This is just going to be a totally different look. So I'd love to see maybe what of the more ancient Jedis look like and stuff. Are they still going to be in robes, or they're gonna what's going to be happening? So the art department, I'm sure, is going crazy on this one.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what it is. And again, Star Wars Celebration, they'll probably announce what it is, and will probably not be Knights of the Old Republic, and you'll hear a collective like, "Aww," across the world, because we don't know. But I mean, Star Wars needs to hype us up in 2 weeks, so like they really, really need to bring their A game news, and not just, hey, here's the title of Star Wars Episode 9. Like, give us that Obi-Wan Disney Plus show. Announce it for us. We need it.
Give us some footage. Give us some graphics.
Yeah, exactly. For the last 3 topics here, we're going back into the Superhero Slate trailer park, as I like to call it. First and foremost, the movie that no one's going to watch because it's obviously awful. Mike.
What?
I'm joking. It's John Wick 3. I got to give you hell on the John Wick stuff. You know this.
Man.
So we have John Wick 3, another trailer. When does this movie come out? Do you know?
I think it's in May, if I remember right. This looks like so much fun. This is just adding on to more from like the last trailer. There's this hilarious line where someone asks him what he needs, and he's like, "I need guns," or maybe he says, "I need more guns." And I can just imagine the person writing the script just had the best time writing that line out there, just like, hell yeah, he says he needs more guns. Then you see him on a motorcycle with swords and guns. He's like throwing knives at somebody like they're a dartboard. This is just going to be so much fun. I saw a character poster earlier this week where Jason Mantzoukas is going to be in the movie, and I love that guy. He played Rafi on The League. He's part of the How Did This Get Made podcast. I love Jason Mantzoukas. He had a little cameo in Wreck-It Ralph where he was kind of being like the comic book nerd guy asking, I don't remember who he was talking to on stage in Wreck-It Ralph. Do you remember? He was talking to Groot. That's right. He was the guy that was asking
I didn't watch the
Groot.
new one.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen the new Wreck-It Ralph, but
I think we own it now though, so I might be able to watch it.
Yeah, but Jason Mantzoukas has a little bit line on that. So yeah, this just looks so much fun. I'm sure we watched this trailer at the same time over Skype before we started recording, and I'm sure Chris heard my gasps and my "Oh, that's awesome!"
Sounded like a little girl over there watching this thing. It was so Fantastic. Mike is so excited for this, and I just give him shit for it. So I'll probably, I don't know if I'll watch it in theaters, but hell, if we do, Mike, let's do a spoiler cast for it. How about that?
Yeah, let's do it. John Wick 3, baby.
John Wick style. I watched 1 and 2 way after they were out, so you got to hype me up for May. But, I mean, it's a good year for movies so far. I'll take it. Mm-hmm. Stranger Things. Now, I'm going to forewarn you, Mike. I did not watch this trailer.
Okay, all right.
Season 3 is coming out July 4th, 2019. This trailer looks like there's some new creatures in it, though, from what I've seen. So tell me about this trailer.
Yeah, we get a reveal at the end of kind of what this new creature might look like. It seems to be a little bit more of like I don't want to say spider, but it seems to be like more of like this blobbish type creature. So I'm not sure if it's really totally formed if we've seen a final look of what it's going to be. But this trailer kind of has a totally different tone to it. Most of it is not really based in like science fiction. It's more like reminding you of why you love the cast so much, why you love these kids, why you want to see these characters and you want to spend time with them again. It roots you kind of in the summertime, 4th of July fireworks, going to the pool during the summer feel. So this was like a really great trailer to really kind of dive you back into what Stranger Things is. And they seem to be playing off the time it's been since we've seen the last one. It's been like 2 years since we've seen more Stranger Things, and they kind of hint at like, oh, we're not kids anymore. They've grown up a little bit. So I can't wait to dive back into this. I was a little wary on Stranger Things season 2 just because the marketing and the popularity had hit such a fever pitch. I thought it wasn't really accessible for me anymore. It just kind of felt like, I don't want to be like, like a douchey guy, but say it didn't really feel like it was like a cool nerdy thing anymore, kind of like what the heart of like Dungeons and Dragons is. But it kind of feels like, it's kind of coming back around to what I really like about it. But I really dug the trailer. I like the tone. It had the Teenage Wasteland song in the background, which the title of that song is not Teenage Wasteland, because I was playing a Jackbox trivia game, and like there was some sort of trivia we were playing where we were like, oh, no, but Teenage Wasteland is a song, but like, oh, but that's not the actual title of the song. Anyway, tangent there, but I thought it was a really cool trailer. Usually I avoid trailers for television shows that I really like, just because there's just so much to be absorbed. I just kind of leave it to movies. But yeah, check the trailer out. It's really fun.
Yeah. I plan on watching this later, but I just did not have time this weekend with the release kind of going on.
And full circle, David Harbour's in it. We talked about Hellboy earlier.
Oh, there it is. That was what it was.
He looks like he's all Miami Viced out, and I think maybe I only watched the trailer once, but maybe he might be running for mayor this season. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I didn't get that right.
There is a morally corrupt mayor in the description for this trailer.
Oh, so maybe David Harbour's going to take him on.
Yeah, they're going to figure out what's up. Maybe he's the evil person from the Upside Down. That's what it's called. Mm-hmm. The other trailer we got this week was the first full trailer for Toy Story 4, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And we actually get a little bit of story going on here, Mike. And there's one part here that I think is kind of interesting. And this is, I don't know if they have redesigned the younger Andy model.
I saw a lot of side-by-sides.
And I'm like, thank God we don't have to look at that, like, creepy looking dude from the 90s anymore. I'm like, this redesign was perfect. I don't know what anyone's complaining for.
I think people were just kind of show you like, this is how much this has changed. But usually I don't put too much pressure on Pixar trailers. Like, famously, I've never really liked any Pixar trailer. I feel like they just don't cut them quite right, or they don't really ever get me that excited. But this is a movie that we really never needed to begin with, so I'm just glad it doesn't look awful.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like it's trying to do more than the last ones did, because the other ones were like, oh my gosh, we have to wrap up this trilogy, and this one's like, it feels kind of like the first one again, like a retelling of the first one. We have a carnival. I don't like how there's always an evil toy in a store that wants to keep them there. Like, didn't Toy Story 2 have the prospector once they kept Woody in the store?
Yeah, there's a prospector. And there's always like a Lotso
bear, and then this one is like a Gabby, and all the creepy puppet dudes that they come after them in mass. So
yeah, there's like a creepy scene where there's like stuffed monkeys walking around. I was like, man, these are creepy as hell. Yeah. But what was I going to mention? Oh, yeah, this trailer was definitely undercut because the voice of Buzz Lightyear, Tim Allen, said some very racially insensitive things in an interview that popped up in a Guardian article, and I was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if it really caught fire or really caught on through the media, but Tim Allen, I don't know if you're going to be continuing on as Buzz Lightyear in the future, because that was some really crappy stuff that you said, so... I guess maybe don't meet your heroes or don't hold them up too high, because
he broke the Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk. But I guess take your kids to this movie and just forget about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I mean, you've got to support all the good stuff that maybe is hopefully coming out of this. But
maybe Tom Hanks is just so pure of heart and he can never do a bad thing. that maybe this just outweighs any shittiness that his co-star could do. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Power of Tom Hanks.
Yeah, the carnival looks interesting. They're in an RV going across the country. I want to know how this little sporky dude was made, but yeah, there's questions, and I'm gonna have to watch it. I gotta watch Dumbo next week. I'm not very excited about this.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean,
I'm not seeing that. We're not spoiler casting that.
Are you sure you want to go see Dumbo next weekend? I'm really not excited, but I mean, if I get to watch Hellboy and Avengers in back to back in the same month, I'll be fine. We'll all make it. So, that's our show for this week. It's a little bit shorter than usual, but you get 2 episodes, 3 if you actually watch Shazam. So, you can enjoy those. But Mike, is there anything else? Any news things? Did we miss anything news related? I don't know if I'm coming or going.
You know, you're coming off of a Chicago fever dream, so we'll go ahead, and if we missed anything, we'll talk about it next week. But I think we got it all.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Then you're going to tell people where they can find you at, because I'm making you start this round.
Yeah, well, you can follow me at Mike Royer Design on Twitter and Instagram, and you can read my webcomics at pickledcomics.com. Chris, if people want to catch up with you, where can they find you? All of your crazy Comic-Con postings.
Oh my gosh, you can find me on Twitter, Valdan, Vildan, or Instagram, Valdan87. I'm starting to lose track of what I'm saying here. Head over to Comic UI as well. If people want to listen to those Shazam reviews, one of them is a guerrilla-style table review with 5 people I watched the movie with, or our regular review episode, which we could go spoiler-free first and then go into spoilers. Where can they find everything else at?
As always, please visit superheroslate.com. That's the best place to find all the avenues we host a show and to get our awesome show notes. So if you want to check out these trailers, if you want to see that Hong Kong Endgame poster or anything else we talked about in the show, hit up our show notes. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, wherever you like to listen to fine podcasts. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can get merch at superheroslate.com/store. We love hearing from you. We want to know what you're thinking. If you have any thoughts on any news, or if you want to hear us discuss anything, just reach out to us on Twitter. Drop a line in the YouTube comments. We love hearing from you. If you want to be a super fan of the show, we love our super fans. All you got to do is share the show with a friend and share the show with a buddy, and you will be a super fan. And we will be here every week. Make sure you're subscribed. We talking about Hellboy next.
Yeah, we are talking about Hellboy next. I did wear my Superhero Slate shirt with Paul Rudd, by the way. I just want to point that out there.
I love that synergy.
Yeah, and I'm also wearing one right now because I think I ran out of clean clothes while I was on the trip. I'm kidding. Anyway, we'll catch you guys later and see you then.
All right, adios.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
You're just us. You're subjected to the deep, dark basement. Your lair, if you will.
Oh my gosh.